Hello, 5th grade mathematicians. Today we're going to take a look at entry task day 99. Problem number 1. Use the rectangle to solve the problem. Enter the area in square inches of the rectangle. So area of a rectangle is what? Length times width. So let's take a look at our two dimensions, and it doesn't matter which you multiply first. I'm just going to go ahead and multiply 6 1/2 first, and then we're going to multiply times 4/5. I'm going to change the mixed number into an improper fraction. So 6 1/2 is going to be converted to 13 halves. And now I can multiply it by 4/5. And remember that when we multiply fractions, we multiply the numerator times the numerator and the denominator times the denominator. But I can also cross-cancel in order to simplify. So I could do 13 times 4 and 2 times 5. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross-cancel here. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 4 2 times. So now I have a simplified fraction of 26/5. And if we were to convert that back into a mixed number, 5 goes into 26 5 times, with a remainder of 1, which I will write as 1/5. So remember that when we are writing our answers in for area, that we are going to write with square units. So I have 5 1/5 inches squared, or you could write square inches. It really does not matter. Okay, let's take a look at problem number 2. Paige is painting her bedroom and her bathroom. She uses 2 gallons of paint in the bedroom. She uses 1/6 of that amount in the bathroom. The shaded portions in this model represent the amount of paint she uses in the bathroom. Enter the amount of paint in gallons Paige uses to paint the bathroom. So as I look at this problem, there are a couple things that I would like to point out. It tells us that she uses 2 gallons of paint in the bedroom. The second bullet point says she uses 1/6 of that amount. And the question is, what is that amount? Well, that amount is 2 gallons. So in math, when we see that word "of" there, that is an indication that we can use multiplication. 1/6 times 2, or 1/6 of 2. Now, as we look at the drawing, or the model shows 2 copies of 1/6, which is the opposite of what I have written here. So I have 1/6 of 2, but we know that we can change the order in a multiplication problem and end up with the same product. So 1 times 2 is 2 over 6, and I know that 2 goes into both 2 goes into 2 one time, and it goes into 6 3 times. So it's also 1/3. So you could write your answer as 2/6 or 1/3 gallon. Now, when you get into 6th grade, you will have to be simplifying your fractions. So we're working on that now, but that is not a requirement. All right, the next problem we're going to see tells us to enter the difference 3 2/5 minus 4/10. I have to have a common denominator. 3 2/5 minus 4/10. So we can look at this and make it into tenths. We'd have 3 4/10 minus 4/10, which is equal to 3. Now, this problem we could also look at it a little bit differently. So I'm going to change this up a little bit. And we also see that we could make these both into fifths. So I could simplify 4/10 and have a few issues with my drawing here. So I can divide that by 2 halves, right? So I end up with 3 2/5 minus 2/5. I still come up with 3, but it just depends on how you look at that particular problem. Next problem, problem number 4. Sam has a small box in the shape of a right rectangular prism. The area of the base of the box is 20 square centimeters. The height of the box is 6 centimeters. Enter the volume in cubic centimeters of Sam's box. So when we have volume of a right rectangular prism, it's three-dimensional. And we're going to take a look at what do they give us. Well, they give us an area of the base. Well, the area of the base is the length and the width. They also give us the height. So the length, the area of the base is 20 centimeters. It doesn't tell us it's the length and the width, but we know because it's the area of the base that it is. And then we're going to multiply that by the height, which is 6 centimeters. And we know 6 times 20 is 120. And centimeters squared times centimeters would be centimeters cubed, or cubic centimeters. So we end up the volume of this right rectangular prism is 120 cubic centimeters. And our last problem today is, which statement describes the value of the expression? And what we notice is we have both multiplication and addition. So order of operations dictates that we do what's in parentheses first. So as we look at what's in parentheses, how would you describe that? You would describe that as the sum of 15,103 plus 412. And the question is, what is being done to that sum? And we see that it's being multiplied by 3. And when you multiply something by 3, it is 3 times as large. So we would look down here to, I'm going to highlight this one. The value is 3 times as large as the sum of 15,103 and 412. As always, if you have any questions, reach out to your teacher through Seesaw or attend their Zoom meetings. Have a great day.